Sup guys, it's me. It's been about 15 seconds since I turned the camera off from my last video, which was addressing you guys on day 26 of quitting alcohol. Today's video is day 11 of quitting weed. We're doing this, man, but like I mentioned in the previous video, I have been completely under the weather. Basically, started getting sick this time 2 weeks ago. So today's Monday, I've finished work, 3 days into my new job. It's been fucking tough because I've been sick and the sickness just does not want to go away. So not last Monday, but the Monday before, 2 weeks ago, I was in Thailand and I had 3 days remaining, and I had three one-on-one Muay Thai sessions, which I simply did not want to give up, so I decided to do them even though I was getting under the weather. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday went by, feeling worse and worse and worse, and then Thursday, which was my transit day, Thursday and Friday, came and went, and I felt absolutely terrible. My last smoke was walking into the International Departure Lounge on Phuket, Thailand, at 3 o'clock in the afternoon on Thursday. I don't know the date, but it was Thursday a week and a half ago. That was my last smoke. I vividly remember it. To be honest, it actually, took away some of the real, thumping sort of headache-ness and just. I remember waking up that morning thinking, what the fuck is going on with me? Why am I so sick? And I still don't really know. But either way, we got through the transit, we arrived back in Alice Springs, and by the time I got back here, a day and a half through a day and a half of travel, I was effectively already 36 hours off of weed. And so I kind of thrust myself into that. I mean, there was no way that I was going to be able to smoke whilst traveling. And so I knew that, look, I'll smoke. I did want to give it up. I did want to give it up, prior to that day, or I at least wanted that Thursday to be a day where I was sober from the get-go. But that was only because I wanted that extra 12 hours of sobriety, and I didn't want to have to come down from a high, without sleeping. And so I thrust myself into it, man, and I was fucking sick, and I got through it, got back here. And I haven't even attempted to source any. I haven't, because at the end of the day, I did enjoy finally being able to consume cannabis within a legal environment. And I think that's something that I just had to check off, my bucket list, basically. 16 years of smoking, every single time I smoked was from the black market. You know what I mean? And there's a lot of anxiety around that and a lot of bullshit around trying to find it, and you never know what you're going to get. And there was a few times recently that I'd get a bag of weed and it would look, these nugs are not fluffy and flowery, they're fucking hard. And I'm thinking, what kind of chemicals have they sprayed on this? And then I'd smoke it and I'd overdose, and I'd just get these crazy anxiety, crazy panic attacks, and I'd think, fuck, I've got a whole bag of this that I've got to get through, and eventually I would, eventually I will get through it. I don't know how I did, but I did, and so yeah, so my time in Thailand was spent giving up alcohol predominantly and enjoying smoking some legal weed. So we got through it. I got through the travel back here, and then I was meant to start a job on Monday, and I had it all lined up. And unfortunately the sickness just did not go away, so I pushed that start date back from Monday to Thursday, and by Thursday I was a week weed free, feeling like, because in the past, I've told myself, well shit, if I wake up fresher on that first day, let alone the 7th day, I'm going to be fucking flying, but unfortunately no, because this sickness has just stuck with me. So I managed to get through those first 2 days at work. It was intense training the entire day. I'm working for an insurance company, so I'm, learning the policies and procedures and all that shit. And it's boring as fuck, and I don't like insurance, but you got to do what you got to do. So got through that, and then the weekend came, and unfortunately I haven't really gotten any better. So I've just finished my 3rd day at work today. It's Monday, and officially I am 11 days sober from weed. And I am proud of myself. You know what I mean? Because I've done it myself. I've done it on my own. You know? There's help out there. There's a hell of a lot of help out there for people that need it, for people that are seeking it. But I've been through this before. You know, there was a period of time about 6 or 7 years ago where I hadn't quit ever, and I'd been smoking for almost 10 years straight, and I just felt completely desperate and hopeless because I couldn't do it. I couldn't quit. But since then I have had periods of time off, the longest of which was about 60 days. But during that time I was drinking, so I replaced one addiction for the other, and I always knew that was an option. You know, if I was smoking every day and I needed a break, I could drink. And if I was drinking every day and I needed a break, I could smoke. But now, you know, I'm not using either. So it's been different. You know, I kick myself because I haven't made a daily video on this. And there have been, but it's been tough for me to notice the physical symptoms, the physical withdrawal symptoms, because I've been feeling so shit regardless. But if I had to put a definitive timeline on the physical withdrawal symptoms and psychological withdrawal symptoms that I've experienced, I really wish I could have done this daily, but it is what it is. We're here now. First couple of nights were restless. First couple of nights I was sweating profusely. I remember the first night that I had here, which would have been about 48 hours into it, I had to change the bed sheets, and that is something that's disgusting. It's not nice, but it is what it is, and I've been through that symptom before, so it's not nothing new to me. It's uncomfortable, but you know, you get through it and you move on. So I think I did have a bit of sweating through day 4 and 5, but since then I haven't dealt with that. So that's been good. Sleep and quality and like length of sleep and quality of sleep was always something that it was the main thing that I was afraid of when it came to quitting weed. And I can safely say that as of probably day 5 or day 6 onwards, even though I have been sick, and I do feel like being sick has sort of made me more lethargic and more accepting of sleep and of time in bed, whereas normally I think if I was feeling 100%, I wouldn't be as accepting of going to bed early and you know, really just letting my body rest. But that's what I've needed, and so that has sort of culminated in sleep coming really, really easily. I'm not going to lie. So that genuine fear of getting into bed without smoking has completely gone, and it disappeared at about that day 5, day 6 mark. So here we are, day 11, and for the last 3 or 4 days I have had absolutely zero issues with sleep. Obviously one thing that happens is your dreams start happening again. You start getting vivid dreams, and yesterday was UFC 295, Pereira versus Prohaska, and Aspinall versus Pavlovich, and I've had some pretty crazy dreams, I must admit. No nightmares. In fact, I can't remember the last time I had a nightmare. So, you know, touch wood, I'm so lucky in that respect. I'd hate to have a fucking genuine nightmare. The extent of nightmares for me is like, I don't know, there's never any like monsters or anything like that. It's basically like screwing something up in my life and waking up just feeling absolute relief that it's not real. You know, whether that be crashing a car or, you know, losing a bunch of money or making a really stupid decision. That's the type of nightmare that I have. But I have been having some vivid dreams. They are fun. I couldn't say that I remember every single one, but the one that I do remember is I I was in the same gym as Yuri Prohaska for whatever reason, and I fought for the 135-pound UFC belt, which is what is it? Flyweight? 135? Flyweight? I think it's flyweight. God, I should know that. Bantamweight? Bantamweight's 125, I think. Flyweight. Either way, it was 135 pounds, I knew that much. And the fighter that I fought for it, and I won, by the way, so I got my belt, but the fighter, for whatever reason, was Steph Curry. So Steph Curry fought Jacob McDonald for the 135-pound UFC belt. I won it, and I remember going to the after party, and for whatever reason, like, the belt was all like ripped and stuff, so I wasn't too happy with that. But I think Dana White promised me a new belt. Either way, I went out, and then I bumped into Yuri Prohaska, and I was telling him, I was giving him some tips for his fight coming up for UFC 295, and that's about the extent that I remember. But I vividly remember winning the belt. The belt was all fucked up, and I won it against Steph Curry. So make of that what you will, but that's the one dream that I wanted to remember, and I wanted to bring it to the channel because it was just so interesting. And I wanted Prohaska to win. He lost, unfortunately, bit of an early stoppage, but how would you feel after getting about 10 or 15 elbows rained down on the side of your head? I mean, you're not going to feel good. And he did come out and say that it was a good stoppage. So, yeah, that's where I'm at, man. That's where I'm at. If this sickness can go, and I don't know, maybe it is. I'm feeling okay at the moment. But if this sickness can just fuck off finally, then I'll be able to start living life, man. Because, jeez, it's a drag. It's a fucking drag. But, yeah, I mean, I've been told that headaches can be a symptom even through the first 2 or 3 weeks. So there have been some times where I've thought, fuck, man, this headache is quite bad. It's obviously something to do with me being sick, but at the same time, I am coming off of weed, and I was smoking some pretty potent stuff, and I'd smoked it every day for about, 6 months. I can't even remember. But we're doing this, man. We're living clean and sober at the moment. The only drug I am taking in is caffeine, and at the moment, paracetamol as well. So, a life completely drug and alcohol free, I don't know if it's realistic. But in saying that, caffeine and coffee is not really giving me the kick it's meant to at the moment. Like, I'm having one cup of coffee, if I'm lucky, at the moment. So, I don't know whether it'll be too hard to take it out. But I mean, I don't know. I need something, I don't want to be too hard on myself. I don't have to be too hard on myself. I have to keep reminding myself of that, You don't, you're doing bloody well. And anyone else out there doing this is doing bloody well as well. And I want to congratulate you for, whether you've got through day 1 or you're at day 11 or, wherever you're at in your journey. Maybe you're in that position where you're just letting yourself down time and time again. Well, all I have to say is that you could be doing worse things. Stop beating yourself up. The time will come. And I just hope that I can be of some source of, motivation or inspiration for you guys struggling out there, because Lord knows I've struggled with this substance. And to some people, they don't get it. They don't get it. But it's addictive, and especially when it's intertwined so tightly into your daily, routine, as it was me. I didn't go to the gym unless I smoked beforehand. I didn't go to sleep unless I smoked beforehand. I didn't eat unless I smoked beforehand. And all of those things I've been able to do. Well, actually, I've stayed away from the gym because I've been feeling like shit. But I cannot wait to get back in the gym. And in this case, I won't have weed to use beforehand. But when you are using it, that much and for that many things, and it can be extremely hard to get off of. And if I didn't thrust myself into a day and a half's worth of travel just to make sure that I got through that first 24 hours, I don't know whether I would have been able to do it. So that was my extreme way of doing this, right? But in saying that, I've had to be strong. It is available. I could get it if I really wanted to, but the truth is, I don't want to. The time has come, man. The time had come, and I'd known it for a long time, for me to just clean myself up, clean my act up and face life sober, and whatever it may bring, and that's what we're doing. So I'm feeling fired up. I'm feeling pretty damn good at the moment. And half of the reason is because I've brought the camera out again and I've created some content, because this channel means a hell of a lot to me, and I want to keep it going, and I really want to get it monetized, but we're going to have to get to 1,000 subs for that. And it's not about the money. But what will be very interesting to me as a content creator would be the CPM. Would be what kind of CPM can we get on these addiction self-help type videos, because I've never really produced any content, or I've never produced any monetized content around these topics. So if and when the channel does get monetized, it'll be very interesting to sort of see where those levels are, as opposed to vlogs and reaction videos and that type of thing. So that's where I'm at, guys. I'm sleeping well. I'm eating relatively well. I have had a bit of sugar the last few days. I don't know what's going on with the beard. It may disappear. It may be gone the next time you see me, because it does make me feel old, and I don't really want that. I'm 33 in 2 weeks. 30 motherfucking 3. And that, my friends, is where I will leave you. Thank you for watching. Like I said before, don't beat yourself up too much. When the time's right, the time's right. And look, at the end of the day, you'll save money, right? You'll save money. And sometimes that can be enough of a reason to stop. Forget about what it does to your mood. Forget about the withdrawal symptoms, which inevitably will come. Think about the money. That's what I'm doing. Not only am I working, bringing money in, but I'm also not spending it on alcohol or drugs. And that, my friends, can only be good. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.